ready to go live. Good, because we are live is what they're saying. Thank you for tuning in. This is the third segment. Coming up on this segment, we've got both Drew ARNOTT and Ivan DOROSCHUK on board with us. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Synth Pop Sunday. So without further ado, this is Drew ARNOTT, Strange Advance.
At Nitrax, we'd love to hear your comments and suggestions, so drop a line to Nitrax, care of WTBS 1050 Techwood Drive, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia 30318. That's Nitrax, care of WTBS 1050 Techwood Drive, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia 30318.
Happy birthday!
In a place called White Rock.
Oh, good grief. Editing glitches again. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So let's try this again, Drew.
Let me do a quick station
Thank
ID
you.
if we can real quick, and then we'll move on. Guys, you're listening to The Groove Zone. Actually, you're watching The Groove Zone out of Olympia, Washington. I'm DJ D Phoenix, coming to you guys live today. And from is it Vancouver?
Well, I'm actually outside of Vancouver in a place called White Rock.
Well, then out of White Rock, British Columbia, Canada, I'm hanging once again with Drew ARNOTT from Strange Advance. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Darren.
Oh my gosh. Do you know it's been almost a year since we talked last?
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was definitely COVID times then.
It was COVID times, but it was still just enough at the beginning of it that we weren't really, I think we were both hopeful that by this time that we would have been back in the venues and performing and stuff again. So flash forward another little while, and how's life in COVID land up there for you?
Well, you know, it's not too bad for me. I'm one of the few, you know, sort of lucky people that I work at home.
Right.
You know, I've got a studio set up here, and I write songs, which is a solitary endeavor for me anyway. And so it hasn't really changed too much.
Right.
You know, I don't go out to eat very often. You know, of course I wear the mask when I go to the store, and
Like,
basically I drive home. That's my day. You know.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I was just going to say one issue I've got. I'm a vegan, and
That's right.
Right across the border, there's Blaine, and then there's Bellingham in Washington, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
No.
And in Bellingham, there's a couple of great vegan grocery stores, and I'm running out of my vegan cheese that I usually buy down there, and the border's closed. I can't get it.
Is it closed?
Hey, but I know somebody who can get some for me.
I'll bet I could. Hey, you've got your connections.
All right.
So does that mean that the border's completely closed or closed?
Well, it's not 100%. I mean, the trucks are still going through.
Okay.
But and you can go through if you've got, like, you know, a doctor's note or something. Hey, I go down for medical treatments. I have to get down there, you know. But everyone else gets turned away.
I'll write you a note. Hi, this is Dr. D.
You're so kind.
Would you please let Drew come over the border and hang out for a couple of hours, get his stuff done, and then let him come back home, please?
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
We'll see how that sits with Trudeau.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I kind of figured that's probably where things were. I mean, they're I don't know, I guess they're about the same as they were at that point in time, because they'd already been in effect for, I think, a couple of months when we talked last year.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there again, you know, flash forward, I'm just amazed, you know, the world's going to be so totally overwhelmed by the amount of musicians ready to perform, ready to get back out there.
Yeah, but, you know, on the other hand, I was talking to a friend of mine who is a friend and associate of all these sort of older bands,
right? And
bands that, you know, have legendary sort of status, and they're like, we're not going out again. It's too much for us. This, you know, because they're in their, you know, late 70s or something, and
right,
it's like they just can't handle it.
Yeah,
you know, so they're just like hanging up their hats. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know it put such a, well, even on, I think it was on your website, talking about you know, we think of the musicians, but there's the roadies, the
Mhm.
crew, all the way down to the ticket seller and the person standing in the lobby.
Exactly. It's
Now, the-
affected so many people, and there have been so many suicides that, you know, most people don't hear about. You know, people that like their whole lives are wrapped up in, you know, in having their gear and getting hired to go out and do shows and stuff, and all of a sudden, you know, zero income, but they've still got all their bills to pay. And I subscribe to a site that tells me about auctions of musical gear.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, oh my God, here's another company that's folded, and
Wow.
you know, and yeah, it's tragic for them, but I think who's going to buy all this equipment when all they can do with it is rent a warehouse and you know, store it until they can actually get out there and play again, and who knows when that's actually fully going to open up.
Right. I mean, little bits here and there. I don't know what's going on in your guys' area, but I know like little bits here and there. I think they opened up the Mariners baseball team stadium, but for like, I mean, it's not going to be that many people there.
No,
You know,
no.
I mean, like it's a small amount comparatively. Oh, well, who's at the door?
Who's at my door?
I don't know. Who's next door?
Well, we'll shut that down.
Who lives next door?
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. And that's funny because that's what I was just listening to before we got on today. But back to the thing about venues. Yeah, it is. It's interesting to see what's opening up and what's not. Carol Pope of Rough Trade. Actually, she's kept herself relatively busy. I think I was on a Zoom that she was on. Maybe that was New Year's or something, and they played her new track. The one with Church of Trees.
I don't know what it was called. It was great though.
World's a Bitch.
Again, don't know, but
okay.
it was awesome. I was really impressed.
Kind of cool to see, you know, and she's managed to keep herself relevant. But she's also kept herself busy and continued to work on stuff. Like you know, it's like it probably hasn't slowed you down that much because, like you said, you've been able to working at home. You've been able to get all this stuff done, and you know, kind of run along. So,
yeah, I mean, it was really amazing timing. I think it was 6 or 8 days before we had one more rehearsal to go, and then we were jumping on a plane and going to play gigs finally after 30 years.
I know.
And no, you're not.
Yeah, and that's where that stayed. Yeah.
Yeah. So to go from, you know, you're all hyped, you're ready to, you know, the show's happening, it's together, you know, to go from that to instantly, you know, no.
Right.
You know, instead of driving to the airport, you're down at the rehearsal space wrapping cords and packing up your gear, taking it home, you know.
And not with any idea how soon you're going to be back there to pick it up again.
No.
Yeah.
No, even now, because I know that, you know, everyone's going to feel a lot more comfortable, you know, being vaccinated and stuff. And, you know, and I'm not concerned about getting sick. I'd really not like to die anytime soon, though, if I could avoid it.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, so we just don't know. We just have no idea. I mean, because everyone's being optimistic and, okay, vaccines are rolling out. By this point, we should all be done. It's like, and then I read in the paper today, but, you know, there's been some delays in deliveries of vaccines, so we're moving that back a little bit. We just don't know.
No, and it's so well thought out.
Yeah.
The best-laid plans of mice and men often gone agley.
Yeah. Well, and you know who wrote that, of course?
Batman. That's what I'm quoting it from 1960s.
Close.
Batman. I
It
know.
was one of my Scottish heroes, Robbie Burns.
Really?
Yes, he wrote that, and it was an ode to a mouse.
Now that I remember, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he was responsible for a lot of great poetry, and he was like sort of a pop star way back in the day.
Really?
Oh,
maybe that's why they wrote him into the Batman script then, because Adam West quotes him at least once during the series. And
wow.
Yeah, go figure though that's my reference to it. You know, it's like you come out, or you've got the good official version, and then I've got the goofy pop culture version with Adam West. So so I'm going to get a song request from you. What does the rest of your day look like? What's going on with Drew today or over the weekend?
Well, I will catch up on my over the weekend. You know something? I've got a couple little projects I'm working on right now. I'm actually taking a songwriting course.
Really?
Yeah. Just to sort of get pushed in different directions, you know.
Okay.
And I as far as music theory goes, I'm pretty clueless. So I just do I whatever sounds good. Okay, that works for me, you know. Okay. But I would like to be able to get the music in my head out in a nicer, faster way, and I'm not. You're never too old to learn, and,
right.
So I'm going for it.
Too cool. Oh, that's way cool. Is it like an online course then, kind of thing, or?
Yeah, it's an online course, okay. And it's run by a guy who writes great music. So, yeah, it's just a different approach to music. So
very
yeah,
cool.
And I'm enjoying it so far.
Awesome. Yeah. Did you tell him who you were?
Not exactly. No. And who am I really?
Well, to your fans and listeners, we know who you are. No, I just thought it was funny because if somebody of a celebrity or that level of status were to go into something like that, do you let the instructor know, hey, by the way, I'm so and so, or do you kind of slip in under the door and just hope?
I'm one of the guys. I just want to be one of the regular people, there
right.
for whatever their reason is, and we've all got our own reasons for being there, and it's like how I've never written a song before. How do you write a song? It's like,
wait, what?
Well, not me. This is one of the other.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a second. Give me the real Drew ARNOTT, please. Will the real Drew ARNOTT please stand up?
But it's and by the way, I encourage everybody to write a song. I think it's available to anyone. It's not because I trained for years. I did not.
Right.
So, be creative, push yourself, try to do different things, paint, play something, whatever you want to try.
Step by step.
Yeah. And these days, YouTube, my God, you can learn anything you want.
Oh my gosh. And who thought of these things? And the thing is if you've seen the amount of views on some of these clips, I can barely get 20 people to watch one of my videos, and they're doing a thing about how to pick your nose, and they've got 7 million hits. And it's like, you got to be kidding me.
When it first started to happen, I was just like shocked. It's like, so what's this guy's deal? Oh, his thing is he orders stuff online and then he unwraps it. It's like, you're kidding. Okay, well, this is Drew. Hi, today I was at the grocery store, and what have I got in my bag? Well, look, it's a quart of milk. Imagine that. It's like, what?
25 million viewers in 5 minutes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
Totally nuts. I think I've got this thing in my head, though. It's just because I'm not that generation and I'm not that into, or, that with it, that I can like pull this stuff off. I mean, it's hilarious. Or the reaction videos where they put on like a song.
Reaction videos.
I want to do that.
Well, I know, but you see, you need the dichotomy, because usually it's like, an old person listening to a young act, or a young person listening to an old act, or a white person listening to a black act,
right.
But also I realized the slight scammy aspect of that whole thing is they have to like it. They can't say, "Oh, what a pile of crap."
Right, like, right. Yeah.
You're dissing my, favorite song. What you're an idiot. Get out of here. So, I don't know what I could react to, but
I don't know, but we'll think of something. And if I think of a good idea, I'll get a hold of you and let you know, and we'll have 1 million hits, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Might take another couple of months to get 1 million hits, but anyway.
Well, it's in keeping with my dual nature. I'm Gemini, so yes, I am a very positive, optimistic guy. But
when's your birthday?
In June, middle of June.
Middle of June. Then I beat you by just a little bit. Go Gemini. June 4th.
Yo, what's going down? It's your boy Dub FX. I am doing a show called Hook, Line, and Thinker with DJ D Phoenix on...
Remember, you guys performed on SCTV.
Yeah. Yes.
I just wanted to throw this one.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw this one in here for you guys because it's a cool backstory from Fee Waybill of the Tubes about John Candy and the episode of SCTV that they did on the Fishing Musician with him. Kind of funny. He might not have told this story when John Candy was still alive, but anyway. And Men Without Hats is up next, so don't go anywhere.
That had to have been a lot of fun.
Oh,
that's
God.
great. The Fishing Musician.
Right.
Oh
Right.
my gosh. How
Yes. Fishing Musician was
Exactly.
John Candy, and we also did with Catherine O'Hara. We did on that same episode. We did Talk to You Later, with her kind of torch singer character, Lola Heatherton. Lola Heatherton, I think. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the fishing. We flew. This funny story. We flew to Edmonton to do SCTV. And they said, okay, well, we're gonna go to a lake outside Edmonton tomorrow morning. They're gonna pick you up in a limo, and it's gonna take you out to this lake, and we're gonna do the filming. There's a little cabin out there, and we're gonna get boats, and we're gonna pretend to be fishing out on this. Okay, great, because it's the Fishing Musician, and. So 6 o'clock in the morning, the limo pulls up, and John Candy is in the back of the limo.
Yeah.
And he's got a case of beer and a bag of weed. And I swear, it's true.
Oh my God.
And so we smoke pot and drink beer for an hour all the way out to this lake. And, and everybody's stoned. And we get in these little boats, and they've got a cameraman in another boat, and we're doing these little cutaway shots, and
Right.
and then we're going to go into the little cabin, and I said, well, do we have a script here, John? He goes, no, we're just going to wing it. There's no script. Okay. Just whatever happens, it will be great. And so, we talked to him. It was really funny. And then we do the song, and they've got a big pile of gutted trout on a table, this huge pile of fish, and a big bowl of rice. And, I'm singing Sushi, and I'm stuffing the rice into the guts of the fish and eating it. I just watched it the other day. It is so funny.
I know what I'm going to be watching this afternoon. I've got to check that one out again. I definitely.
Yeah, it made the best of.
Hey, son of a gun! It's refreshment time!
I'm sorry, I just got to break in here and let you know that we really miss those mall dancing days, don't we? Yeah, Jay Jacobs, all of it. Ooh, the tuck shop. Hey, guess what? This is the interview you've been waiting for. This is Men Without Hats. So without further ado,
Hey everybody, this is Ivan from Men Without Hats, and you're watching DJ Phoenix on the Groove Zone.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm a little schoolgirl right now. Good morning, young man.
Oh,
How's things in Ivan's world today?
Very good. Very good.
Good.
Just had a lawyers meeting, and things are shaping up.
Lawyers meeting.
That's always a great way to start the day.
Wow. I hope it wasn't for anything negative. I hope it was for something positive. Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's always positive.
Good. The mention of the word lawyers scares me sometimes.
Ivan, where are you at this morning? Where are we talking?
I'm on Vancouver Island.
Oh, so you're in our time zone then. Okay, good.
I am, yeah.
Good, okay,
right across the water from you guys, yeah.
Vancouver Island, wow. I didn't realize that you were that close. Okay.
I've been here for almost 20 years now.
Really? I've got friends up on Vancouver Island that have been trying to get me to go up there for a while, and I can never break away.
It's a beautiful place.
I haven't been to Victoria in a long time. That's the last time I was on Vancouver Island was when I was in Victoria. Oh, man, I can't even remember when I was a kid, I think. So I got to go back sometime. You know, people aren't dying all over the place and stuff. Got to travel back to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of back and forth travel over the border right now, is there?
Not a lot.
No, they cut the Clipper and the ferries and everything.
Right.
Across to you guys, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ivan, how are you coping with everything going on currently in the world?
Pretty good. We had already blocked off this whole year to make a new album, so we haven't been affected as far as canceling shows or that type of thing. And we were heading for self-isolation anyway, so
well, that just
hasn't really affected my world.
Worked great with your game plan there, didn't it?
It did. It was
as great as it could
almost
for
a
being such a
blessing.
horrible occurrence. Yeah, I mean, man.
So there's a new album in the works.
It is. It's finished. It's being mastered now. It's half mastered already.
Nice. And this will be the first one in how long?
The last one was in 2012. We did
Okay.
a record called Love in the Age of War.
Yes.
And before that, it had been a while. But
Okay.
This is the first one in 8-9 years, yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations. Oh my gosh. And the fact that it's that far in the process, that's totally awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually the one that you just mentioned, and you just said it, hello, and I've got it right here. The one from 2012.
Love in the Age of War.
There's so much of the music, especially as you guys have progressed, that it's very pertinent, almost kind of with what's going on and around the world right now. In fact, some of the lyrics you wouldn't know weren't just written last week.
From rock's new wave comes K-Tel's 180, starring Matt Benatar. Hot licks from the Knack, Blondie, and Joe Jackson. This year really going out with it. Platinum power from Cheap Trick, the Ramones, and Gary Newman. Pretenders. Rock 80, the killer, cut after cut, in tune with the 80s from K-Tel.
To time, we pay attention to deadlines and all that, and it's like, is that we could get very ethereal and very esoteric, but I think we'll hold off for right now. I need to do a real quick station ID, and then I'm going to let Jeffrey ask you a couple of things. Let's hey guys, guess what? You're listening to the Groove Zone. This is DJ D Phoenix out of Olympia, Washington. I've got with us today out of Seattle, Washington, my buddy DJ Duckie.
Hello.
Hey, mister. And Duckie and I have got the privilege to be able to be hanging out with Ivan of Men Without Hats.
Hey.
Mr. Ivan, hello.
Wow. Yes.
How you doing?
Doing so good. Oh my gosh, man, this has been something that we've both been looking forward to. So there again, thank you so much. We were just talking about your recent work as far as the new album coming out. What do you have a first single off of it yet?
The first single is going to be called No Friends of Mine. It's a ballad rework of the Safety Dance.
No!
Oh
my...
What? Come again? What was that?
It's a slow version. It's a slow Safety Dance. It's a slow version of the Safety Dance.
What made you decide to go that direction?
It just happened. The thing about this record, it wasn't like, it wasn't let's sit down and make a new record. Obviously it took 9 years to do, so it's been in the works. These things, it was really organic. The whole thing just really happened. You know? This is something that just really happened. It wasn't even meant to be included on the record, and it ends up being the first single. So
Go figure.
The new record's called Men Without Hats Again, parts 1 and 2, and part 1 is 12 original songs, and the part 2 is 5 cover versions, 5 cover songs.
Oh wow! When is this available?
The first single should drop in the summer.
Oh my gosh! Sign me up! Sign me up! Sign me up! I'm so totally stoked about that. Oh my god! Hey Jeffrey, I know you probably had a couple of questions in your mind that you wanted to bounce off.
Nothing at all. I didn't have anything I wanted to say at all. No.
Not at all. Okay.
No,
bye-bye.
no, nothing. I'm lying. So okay. So first of all, so you said so you're doing. Have you covered? Have you done covers before? Have you covered?
Yeah, we did.
Yes,
we did SOS by ABBA.
I love that.
We did. I didn't know that. Yeah. Why didn't I know that? What is that on?
It's on.
You must think of me. Oh my
21st
God.
Century. Men Without Hats.
Oh, I have. Okay, that I have not heard that album yet. I haven't heard that album. I'm so sorry.
Well, we're going to flick you off then.
I know your image of me is shattered. Yes. Well, that's fantastic. And you're doing a slow version of the safety dance that'll make Men Without Hats more high school slow dance friendly. That's great. You got to reach out to spread your demographic there a little bit. Mm-hmm. No, that's fantastic. I can't wait to hear new stuff. I didn't realize until today that because I was always curious about your Folk of the 80s Part 3 title, and today I discovered that you had an EP from 1980 called Folk of the 80s. I didn't know that, and I listened to modern, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but you can spell it that funky way, Modern Dancing off of there. And that was great. I'd never heard that before. It sounded like a Kraftwerk had some really good coffee.
Yeah.
And something, and it's just its own thing. It was really fun, minimalist synthwave. Really, really liked it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good. So now that bit of so was there a Folk of the 80s Part 2 that was somewhere in there that nobody ever found out about, or?
Well, it was kind of the secret title of Rhythm of Youth.
Okay, so that I have been wondering about the Folk of the 80s Part 3 thing for ever since.
That's where.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because I got to say it was a perplexing feeling, Ivan, back in the day when we were that young, to have an album come out by a group that we liked, and then we didn't know where the one that they were talking about before was.
Where's
oh my gosh,
Parts 1 and 2? Because we hadn't heard about. I hadn't heard about that EP, and I'm going. Yeah. Did I miss the first 2 installments? Yeah.
Kept you guessing.
But I also got to say that my absolute favorite thing that you've ever done that I've heard is the entire Pop Goes the World album. I think that is a masterpiece, and almost everyone I talk to has only heard the single, or the main single, Pop Goes the World. I'm going, no, you guys have to listen to the rest of this album, because this is one of the greatest albums recorded in the decade. I mean, this is on my short list of perfect 80s albums. There's not a lot of albums on that list. Some Great Reward by Depeche Mode is on there. Non-Stop Erotic Cabaret by Soft Soul is on. There's a very rarefied atmosphere for you to get on my perfect 80s album list. And Pop Goes the World helped me survive Army boot camp in 1988. It got me through. I'm very, very thankful to you and the gang for that album. It was lightning. I mean, that is just a perfect album. Every single song on it speaks to me, and I would just sing all the songs to myself over and over and over to help me, get through what I need to get through there in kind of a trying times. I'm not really the military type. I don't know if you've noticed, but it took me a while to figure that out. But I wanted you for helping me get through that with that amazing album. And I was wondering, what were your, do you have any particular inspirations for that particular album? What was your mindset at the time? What was
the beginning of it was kind of the beginning of the Green movement, the mid to late 80s. It was, I guess, like second wave feminism. A lot of things. I became a vegetarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a divorce. I changed band members. I changed managers, labels, everything. It was a big, huge change in my life. And I moved to New York. I was living in Montreal. I moved to New York. I signed a deal with Polygram Records.
Okay.
And I had written a demo of like 12 or 13 songs, of which Pop Goes the World was just an instrumental. It was a 1 minute long instrumental that I wanted to sound like Popcorn or Telstar or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And so the guy at the record company, who happened to be also the lead singer for a band called Gentle Giant, I don't know if it means anything to you.
I've heard of them.
A prog rock band that I grew up on myself. It was an English prog rock band from the 70s.
Okay.
And he told me, he said that little instrumental at the end there, he says, I want you to ditch the whole demo, throw away those 12 songs, and take that one little instrumental, make a real song out of it, and then write about a dozen more just like it.
No way.
And that's what he told me, and that's basically what I did. I moved to New York and did that. I made a song out of Pop Goes World and wrote 10 more that I thought would fit with it, and then we moved to England and recorded the whole thing.
Oh, you recorded in England, huh?
Yeah, it was recorded in England. Yeah.
It seems like a really cohesive album. I mean, it all fits together. I love it when I come across an album that everything just clicks. Not as much when I come across an album that's, maybe got a couple of standard tracks, but the style, the overall style isn't really cohesive.
I grew up on the dark side of the moon, so this for me was the 80s version, an 80s dark side of the moon,
The orchestrations seem they just feel, complex and rewarding and rich, and
technology had changed at that point. There was a big difference in technology between the first two albums and Pop Goes the World. A thing called MIDI came in to the music world, which enabled us to hook all our instruments up together and drive 12 keyboards with one single note, and stuff like that, where Safety Dance was made in a more sort of artisan kind of fashion. There was no sequencers, there was no digital nothing, there was no sampling, there was a bunch of guys with keyboards playing them dun dun dun, trying to be tight, just like if it was bass, drums, guitar, and so things changed. And when I knew this, everybody knew these changes were coming. When they did come, that's when I decided to attempt this sort of big opus that Pop Goes the World was, and make it orchestral and make it something that we could go out on tour and reproduce too. And then that's what we did. We had a rig. I don't know. There was 8 people in the band, I think, for the Pop Goes World tour.
Oh man, I am.
7 of them were playing keyboards, or 6 of them were playing keyboards. So
totally love that. Oh my
epic, spectacular. I'm so sorry I missed that, and I would have been able to sing all the songs along it because.
Great.
Well, let's do that now.
Yeah. on Tuesday and O Solo Mio and Walk on Water. I mean, every single. I mean, every single song speaks to me, and I get this feeling of it feels uplifting. It feels like an album of rebirth, really. I mean,
it was for me. It definitely was for me. It was. I
totally get
the whole
that.
thing of the baby on the cover. It was the. Yeah. It was definitely, like I say, I changed from my eating habits to my everything. So. Wow. It was good.
It's good to be able to reinvent yourself. It really is, and to be able to do it in such a way too, where it's such. I mean, it's not just like a couple of people know. In this situation, like the whole world knows, and now we know a little bit more behind the story of Pop Goes the World. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking back to first of all, the first album came out, the first time I ever heard Safety Dance, and it's amazing. You guys put out a couple of songs that are just totally ingrained in the entire world's, mind frame. That being Pop Goes the World and, of course, Safety Dance. Now, going further than that, though, and then you see all these amazing tracks that have just got so much depth and so much behind them. As much as I liked the first album, I've got to say that Folk of the 80s was probably my saving grace. Which one? Oh yeah, Folk of the 80s. I totally love that one. Where Do the Boys Go? Forever fan, Ivan. Oh my gosh, I totally dig that.
Well, great, thanks, man. it's been a labor of love, and it's really great to be able to, you know, sort of touch base with people who are on the other end of it. So it's good, because I was the same thing, and I got to converse and meet with a lot of my musical sort of influences too, and that's been a great part of my what I do. Is you're part of a chain, and so I got to meet some previous links, and I'm just passing along the information to the links that are following. I
love that.
We're kind of my era is unfortunately that we're kind of a dying breed. We're kind of the last bands that, you know, sort of had the benefit of big label budgets.
I know.
You know, that type of thing. Big studios, but I'm still grateful for it. I got to work in some of the, you know, studios. We made albums in the same place that David Bowie and John Lennon made records, and the Rolling Stones, stuff like that. So it's, for me, that's stuff you can't put a price on it.
No doubt. And that's just it. Because the thing is that those are experiences that you will have forever, that you could not put a price tag on. Yeah. And that's one of the cool things about this whole rock world. And I love the way that you just expressed that, which is, it's just, you know, it's another link in the chain. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and it's about passing on that torch. And you definitely have. You know, it's like I stop and I think back, you know, oh my gosh, I just am totally blown away by the conversation right now. It's like, I got to say thank you again very much. We're not quite close to done, and I've got a couple of things actually that I want to bounce, or that I want to chat with you about this morning. How much longer do we have? About 15 maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've got an event coming up on April 17th called the 17th of Never. It is it's not even a benefit. It's just an event to raise awareness for the homeless crisis. So I don't know what it's like on Vancouver Island. Anyway, so we've got a couple of points to hit on before the conversation's over, but I don't want to nip you in the bud. So if we want to continue that direction, let's. I just wasn't sure of our time frame, and I don't want the screen going black. So, okay. So with that being said, so as far as the homeless situation, do you have much homeless? You don't have any homeless really to speak of on Vancouver Island, do you?
There are, but they are. I mean, the reason people come to Vancouver Island is because of the weather, and it's. So I mean, and I must say they are being provided for. One of the biggest parks here has been turned into a campground, basically, and relief centers set up all over the place. And
wow. Okay.
The current mayor, Lisa Helps, has been really good focusing on affordable housing. There's been a lot of construction since she's been mayor, but got to tell you, most of it is affordable housing.
Really?
Yeah. And whereas the previous mayor was all condos and hotels, this
wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good, because this is a nice place to live, and why should it be reserved for only the chosen few?
Exactly. So what's the population in Vancouver Island? I don't even know.
Well, Victoria.
Ow! This is Drew from Strange Advance.
Hi, this is Ted from Book of Love, and you're listening to Neo Retro FM.
We are the Groove Zones, Neo Retro, Holland Pier, Washington.
Hi, this is Debian from Colorbox, and you're hearing me daily on Neo Retro.
The station with the best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
man. Well, all I really got to say is everybody, we made it this far. I mean, if you can hear my voice, you've made it this far. Just keep persevering, keep smiling, just keep on, because we don't want it to all be for nothing. So hold tight. We'll get through this, because we got to get through this.
That's right. Awesome.
And that's all the help I think I can give you at this time. So you're on your own, everybody.
Don't be throwing a life raft his way, because you're not going to get it back. I want to do two things. I want to get a word to the world. Just if you've got any message that you want to pass on to the viewers today, that would be awesome. Also, and then after that, then I'm going to get a song request from you, and we're going to have to cut it at that point. So, Ivan, what is your message to anybody today that is watching?
My message is, and has been, and will be for a long time, you can dance if you want to.
Ow!
Yep. Safe, isn't it?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Hey.
Those are the hairs on the back of my neck.
Mm.
Okay, and that's all we need to do, because if they don't dance, well, then we can leave them all behind. Oh my gosh, Ivan, I'm just so stoked about this.